exactly where you need to work out. If you're one of these min-max players that just have to have everything perfect, you can see there's a problem and you'll be able to fix it. And if you're, 8 years old and you're playing the game and you don't know how to fix it, or you're just building something and you don't really care, it doesn't break the game.
Yeah.
You've made it's like when you're filling up the sink with water, there's that little hole at the top that will let it drain out so you don't make a disaster all over the house.
It's sort of like the balance between making a very, very effective strategy game whilst also being casual. Like there's a certain balance in the middle where you don't ruin it based on making it as realistic as possible.
There is a super hard mode built in. I haven't had the
courage
see,
that's
to
awesome.
try
Now we have
yet.
The options. All right, see, that's even better. I didn't know that.
I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah, I mean the whole idea in the game is that it's supposed to be easy to learn. That's definitely the goal here. That if somebody who hasn't played these types of games before, they can just pick it, and hopefully the UI is intuitive. And that was really our goal, to make the game so that if your goal is just to build something beautiful, for example, you're not gonna be completely destroyed by the traffic. Traffic is always a part of city builders, but your example about the junction or the intersections, that if there is a traffic jam, we wanted to make it so that it's easily you can see it very easily, or locate where the problem is, and then hopefully get to fix it, or it's so that we try to really just find solutions for the more inexperienced player, and but definitely I believe that there's enough depth for more hardcore audience as well.
The whole hardcore thing, the dams.
Dams are hardcore.
We have stories already about the dams.
You put one up, oh, that's not working. I'll put this one up and take this one down. Oh, well, there goes my city.
I flooded a whole city.
This water is dynamic? What? I thought it was just there for show.
I flooded a whole city.
Yeah, so basically a disaster pack is waiting to happen.
Yep.
You can do that. You can make some interesting choices. It is, oh, look, the dam. That is so pretty. And I don't, I'm not sure I want it here. I think I'll rebuild another one over here. And the water goes whoosh.
Yep.
I'm yelling for, you gotta see this. He comes running upstairs, and this quote has been going around. I guess Essentia heard it downstairs. He came up and he said, "That is the most amazing thing I've ever seen."
It's the way it should be.
It was brilliant.
It's just a surprise too, because I don't think anybody was expecting. Actually, I know nobody was expecting the water to be dynamic like that. I thought the water's just there. It flows, and it just has like the only code in there is to push the sewage one way or the other.
Oh,
that's all I was expecting.
Yeah, we actually did put a lot of effort to that. We're working with the PhD students from the Tampere University of Technology, and he's making his thesis about fluid dynamics in video games. So it was a really good opportunity for us to of experiment with the science there.
Oh, that's brilliant. No kidding. So I got to ask, because I'm always interested. I know there are people that say, oh, DLCs, blah, 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 blah. I love them. Okay, I love them. A DLC means it was made by the developers. It's going to work in my game, and it's new stuff. So do you have plans for DLCs, expansion packs? Is this game going to continue in development?
I would hope so. Yeah, definitely. We want to work on this game for forever. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And Paradox is totally on board, which is important and great. And what we will do is, if you're familiar with this kind of what they have for Crusader Kings 2 and Europa Universalis, that you have bigger expansions and free updates. So I think that will be really great, because we get to implement new features, and those will be free for all the players. And then we'll have some paid content as well. And we have some really great ideas. We've gotten a lot of ideas from the community. So if you have anything you would like to see in the game in the future, just let us know, and we'll see where in the wish list it will land. So definitely an example, tunnels. because you can build those elevated
Yes.
roads and bridges, but we want to be able to, of course, add tunnels and build roads underground as well. So that is the first free update coming after the launch.
Oh, that's yeah. See, guys, look at this. That's all it takes, and you have, look, that's it. Page up, page down, and
now you've got an elevator road
Just
over
like
another
that.
road. That
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
They've made it really easy. Although these things still, like the
Yeah.
exchanges, what are they called? Where you've got the highways and things meeting, and you've got
the
the
on and off
spaghetti
ramps and
thing
such,
going
yeah.
on. That I'm actually going to have to study roads for a while and look at some city maps, actual cities, to figure out how they do this. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
there are a couple of pre-made ones, and then I'm really looking forward to seeing what people will make on the and upload to the Steam Workshop.
Quill's made one already. Lots of trees. He pointed that out to me. He said, "Look at all the trees."
Actually, there's something. How high? Because I don't know how high can the roads go. Because like in Toronto, for instance, there's a couple of bridges and roads that actually go over the tops of buildings. Can you go over the tops of? You can go over the tops of buildings, can you?
I don't think it actually builds over the top though.
No?
Not as far as I know.
Yeah, it depends on the height.
Okay. Can
you build over it?
I
Try
could
it.
build it over a building. Okay, that's kind of exciting. We gotta
This
give this a shot.
this
We gotta
is going to
try
be
this.
multi-level cities here. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
Okay,
Okay, do it.
so
Try it.
let's just start. We have to be,
On the ground,
it's
sure.
got to work. It's
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
have
yeah.
some kind of function to it here. So if we go, can we go over?
You can go
Look!
over the. You can.
Oh, no,
Well,
I
no,
don't have
you
it.
ended it in the middle
On
there.
the
You
wrong
can do that.
part. Okay.
But still,
You know what?
That
Let's take
you don't
this
have to do
out.
it right now. You don't have to do it right
I
now.
want to see.
But that you can
We
is
can.
amazing.
We'll be doing that right after Marina is done with us here. So you guys heard that. If there are things you want in this game, we get to write to these lovely people and tell them what we want to see.
Yeah.
So maybe within the community we can build a poll. And we'll have it all pulled for her already, and we can say we have 400 people that want this one.
That's a good one.
Great. So no blood. She's saying we can't do tunnels yet, but it is
Not at the
already. I guess it's already in the works. You said the tunnels are coming.
Yeah, we're gonna start working on that right after the launch, so
Okay,
next
lovely.
week.
Yeah. Launch
And,
launch
so-
days are going to be crazy, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done still, but very exciting, very very exciting.
Oh,
Nifty.
now with the mods, is there any kind of security? Anything we should know about, be worried about, that you guys know of? I mean, I realize things come up that nobody anticipated or knew about. Is there anything that using the Steam Workshop? I haven't really used Steam Workshop a lot. That's kind of a new thing for me. But any problems we should keep in mind?
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, if you think about like if we really think about the dark side of internet, I mean, somebody could do something illegal. I mean, this is covered in the workshop, Steam Workshop EULA. You are not allowed. Of course, you're not allowed to upload any material to the workshop that could be harmful. Any kind of viruses or malware. That's not allowed. And we would hope that if anybody notices anything harmful there, we would know about it, and then we can take down those mods. And but if we think about more depending on your system specs, what you have, what kind of computer you have, uploading a lot of new assets, for example, it does consume memory. So you have to kind of be the judge yourself, like how much of the mods can you have in one map before the game starts to slow down, for example. That's not really dangerous. It will just basically slow down, and then you can easily fix it by just having less of the assets.
Or upgrading
It's
your
very
computer
simple.
is probably a better choice. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that one as well.
Just to point out something, because there's something that boggles my mind, and that is, how complex everything looks, especially when the city gets really big, and how fast and well
yes.
the game runs already. Like, it doesn't slow down, it doesn't bog down, there's no stutter framing, there's none of that going on. Is there any, like, if you were to mod something in, is there a certain guideline that you would follow to make sure that your mod would have as little impact on the memory as possible as you go to load it in? Because just in case, somebody decides to make something nice and awesome, but then they find out later that it consumes too much memory. Is there any way to kind of I don't know, do the same thing you guys did.
They just
Well,
programmed it well.
in the sense, in the sense, if you think about like assets, for example, you have huge buildings. These are the same rules that we follow that make sure that it's made smartly. There's not too many like unnecessary polygons, or it is just kind of the basics of well, modeling assets. And we will have in the wiki there will be modding guidelines. So if you follow those, you should be pretty much on the safe side. But I mean, we don't have any kind of limits to this. So you have to try it out, see that if, for example, one asset does seem to slow down the game, you should check it out if you can just optimize it better. This is just something that the artists will have to do in-house as well to see that trying to just optimize all the assets for the game. And of course, what you can do is that you can replace certain buildings. So what is actually slowing down the game is the amount of unique or individual buildings eventually, if you have too many of those. So what you can do is, for example, if you decide that, okay, my hospital building is much prettier than the one in game, you can actually just replace it and use your own model.
That's
nice.
So nice.
Okay.
I'm going to need an upgrade on the computer, though, at some point, I think, because I need all the things.
And I'm of the mind where I like, I like to keep things that are original, if I like them, obviously, and make my own new things, and just to kind of have it randomized, if that's even possible.
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. I mean, the whole point there is that I don't even know what the limits would be. I mean, if you put like 300 new buildings in the game, I assume that you would have to have pretty good computer to handle it.
Perhaps.
Okay, which brings to mind, I like the map. There's the 9 squares that are sort of built into the game, and then on the map, the editing map, you can see the outer row that's sitting there, taunting the modders to get busy. They're obviously available, and then there's the whole outside that I was playing with. You can put mountains in. You're going to be able to create this great scenery to put your city in. Is there anything in the works, or is it even possible that outer layer will someday become city playable area?
No, that's unfortunately not gonna happen. I mean,
well, it's pretty big. It's pretty big already.
Pretty big. Yeah, I mean, for us, the nine map tiles, which is like, it's over 33 square kilometers.
Yeah.
That is kind of the optimized area, so we make sure that works with the recommended system requirements. And if you want to, I mean, if you have been following the forums or us on Reddit or City Skylines on Reddit, you know that there was a little bit of discussion that if you could extend to the 25 map tiles, and we don't support it officially. We have made it so that a modder can go and make a mod that unlocks all those 25 map tiles. And I don't know what happens. You will have to try and see. I mean, I think that's crazy, to be honest, personally. I think it takes me so long to build the 9 map tiles.
I know.
The interesting thing about that, though, at least having that implemented, is it's future proofing. So when the hardware gets better, it's just like normal hardware for computers. Once it gets better and better and better, I mean, you're looking at a decade down the road, then you still have a game that is quite viable because you have all this extra power now just normally.
Yeah.
Why not open up a few more tiles? And it's all still there. It's now, you don't even have to do anything different. It's just there. That's amazing. That's actually
so
awesome.
Big.
But if you think about the surrounding area still beyond that, I mean, there's those up which, when you're building your own maps with the map editor, you can see there are a couple of tiles still at the very edge of the map. Those are there to kind of make it so that when you take video, screenshots, anything, you can actually have a very beautiful image of the city, so that you don't see the edge of the map.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've been asked that if you can actually go all the way there, that requires some serious like reverse engineering and crazy hacks, and I have no idea how that technically would work. But what I hear, it could be possible if somebody is really dedicated and wants to have like extremely